Closed doors, I'm a fool for you.
So, good morning, guys. So, for today's lesson, we will be discussing about abstract class and interface. Okay. So, first, what is an abstract class and a method? So, an abstract class are declared using the keyword abstract and may contain abstract and normal methods. Okay. So, objects cannot be created from abstract classes. So, when we say abstract classes, okay, so we are going to use the keyword abstract. Okay, and then take note that all of the abstract uh, classes cannot create methods on them. So if classes are designed to create objects, then what is the use of abstract class when which from which no subjects can be created? So uh, as you can see, abstract classes. So here we have a regular class inheritance. Okay. So as you can see, this is a regular inheritance wherein you have here, we have shape and then the class or the circle and square inherited or inherits what is inherits the class shape. Okay, so you're already familiar with this one. So if you're going to create an object from circle class, the then calling the draw method, it uh draw draw method will draw a circle. If you create an object from a square class, then calling the draw method will draw a square. Okay, so ibig sabihin, so uh even though with our regular class inheritance, if you're going to allow, if meron tayong draw, it will allow us to use the draw method from the methods na in-inherit yung class na yun, and then we are able to modify the class or the method based kung paano natin gustong gamitin. Now, how about abstract? So, when an inheritance hierarchy is the top level class, it is and its methods are good candidate for abstract keyword. Now, bakit dapat nasa top level? Usually because when we declare an abstract, it should always be the very first thing na meron. You cannot declare an abstract sa may gitna or sa bottom banda. It should always be at the top. So later sa mga examples makikita nyo. So we have here abstract class shape. So public abstract void draw. Now class circle, public void draw, class secure, public void draw. Okay. Now, anong nangyari dito? So, as you can see, meron tayong nilagay. Yung abstract natin is only applicable doon sa parent class. Hindi na natin nilagay doon sa mga child class natin. Okay? So, as you can see, meron lang tayong abstract sa class shape and sa public abstract shape. So, ano bang ginagawa ng ano bang mangyayari ngayon? Okay? So, an abstract method only has a signature but no definition and is prefixed with abstract keyword. Okay? So, okay, balik muna tayo dito. So, what happens now is when we create an abstract method, okay? Pag gumawa tayo ng abstract method, ibig sabihin now, this abstract method is being required to be used on the subclasses. So for example, we'll try to see here. So as you can see, we have an abstract class. Okay, we have shape as an abstract class, and then we have draw as an abstract method. Okay, so now as you can see, for the public class, we are going to extend uh, the you're going to extend the circle class with shape. Okay, so As you can see here, walang masyadong nangyari, okay? So, because so as you can see here, since ginawa nating abstract si method na draw and in-inherit ni circle si shape, same with square, they are now required to have a method that is called draw. That is now the reason for, or that is how the function of the abstract. So when you declare a method abstract, it only means all, or if you're going to create a subclass from that parent class, they must have, or they must have to define a method that is the same with what is declared as an abstract method. O, klaro? So, for example, di ba nga ginawa natin ang abstract method si void, si abstract method si draw, now, everything na magiging subclass ni shape should have or should declare a method that is draw. Take note that since it is an abstract method, it should not, uh, wala siyang nakalagay na, wala siyang statement na gagawin. Okay? Ilalagay mo lang, i-declare mo lang na this method should be required doon sa mga subclasses niya. That is why when we declare, or when we extend circle with shape, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng draw. Kasi take note, 'di ba, with the uh, regular inheritance, kahit hindi mo siya i-declare, if you're not going to declare the method, it will just get the method from the parent class, 'di ba? Ganun lang 'yung nangyayari. But if it's going to be abstract, you have to specify the function kung ano 'yung gagawin niya. Okay? So, now, using interface. Now, interface is medyo similar with abstract. Okay? Before proceed with interface, klaro ba tayo with abstract? Nagets ba paano ginagamit si abstract? Klaro? Okay? You use abstract uh, if uh, if it is required, okay? It is required, and then iba-iba yung pwede niyang panggamitan or iba-iba yung mga functionalities niya per object. Okay? For example, paano ba natin sasabihin? Uh, mm, Example is we have work. Okay? Work. Okay, sabihin natin work or job. Okay? So, a job has a different a person or an adult should have a job. But then, all jobs are different. Now, pwede mo natin gawin ngayong abstract yun. So, let's say abstract class person. And then, yung abstract method niya would be the job. Okay? So, wala kang ilalagay na ano ngayon, na statement para sa job. Then, if someone is going to extend the person class, they now have to specify kung ano yung job nila. Okay? So, kailangan nilang gumawa ng method job, and then ano yung ginagawa ng job na yon. Klaro ba tayo doon? So, for example, we'll create a public class. Public class Wesley extends person. And then I'll have there the public void job. And then, isi-specify ko doon sa job ko, it'll be teaching. Klaro ba yung idea ng ganun? Nagets ba? Hello guys, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Nakuha ba si abstract?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So that is abstract classes. Okay? So now we'll proceed with interfaces. Okay? So actually, medyo similar ng konti si abstract and interface. Okay? Medyo ang only difference lang nila is interface, kasi ang ginagawa ni interface is it is actually separated sa class. Hindi natin siya nilalagay sa loob ng class. 'di ba? Take note, abstract nilalagay natin sa loob ng class. Okay? But interface sa labas siya ng class ngayon. Now, bakit naman naging why do we place the interface outside the class? Okay? So, an interface has an abstract methods. So as you can see, you have here abstract class, car, public, abstract. Okay? So naka-abstract silang lahat, 'di ba? So as you can see, so since naka-abstract start and stop tayo, so those have to be declared ng mga subclasses. And then the car class is the abstract or has two abstract methods, start and stop. Okay, so every car needs to have a start and stop. Now, although different classes can have their own way of how to start and how to stop. Now, saan ngayon papasok si interface? So, interface, dito ngayon papasok si interface. Okay? So, again, it is separated sa main class natin. Okay? As you can see, separate siya, but then, pwede siya ngayong i-access. Okay? I-access ng mga ng mga classes natin. Now, interface will now allow us or pwede mo siya ngayon gamitin. Okay? So, we can just implement interface para doon sa mga capable, kumbaga, ng ganong klaseng feature. Okay? So, so, sige sabihin natin. So, you may ask why the rules were not just made part of the car class so that we all could follow the emission rules. Okay? So, okay? So, okay? So, as you can see here, gumawa tayo ng interface na emission rules. Now, sabi nga dito, it is wondering bakit natin nilabas yung emission rules, bakit natin hindi nilagay sa loob ng abstract class natin. Okay? Kasi pag nilagay natin sa loob ng abstract class, ibig sabihin, this should be followed by the all ng mga subclasses. But what if only one of the subclass can have the low emission rule or can follow the low emission? What if yung isa hindi niya wala siya? So dito ngayon pumapasok si interfaces. So for example here, so okay, so you have multiple interface inheritance. So as you can see here, now meron tayong naka-abstract siya and then we have two types of interface. Okay, we have emission rules and then safety rules. Now, ibig sabihin here, so as you can see, sa ginawa natin ngayon, both of them ang pumasok or we're able to access yung both interfaces na meron tayo for both for emission rules and for safety rules. Now, so to use an interface, you include the keyword implements and then interface name and class header. So for example, so this notation requires class objects to include code for every method in the interface that has been implemented. So for example, this one, okay? So you have your abstract class, okay, for car, and then you also have your interface for safety rules. Now, okay, so nito ngayon medyo hahaba yung code natin. So now, as you can see doon sa public kay Honda City, so Honda City class will now be extending car and also implement the safety rules. Okay? So ibig sabihin, if you're going to implement the interface, ibig sabihin he has to follow that one. Okay? He has to follow that one. Okay? So uh, so this time around, doon, 'di ba nga, if you're going to extend yung abstract na method, walang choice yung mga subclass but to follow all the abstract methods na meron. Now, dito ngayon papasok, what if hindi kailangan ng abstract, hindi kailangan ng ganong, yung car is hindi niya kailangan ng ganong klase ng method? Doon or this specific method is only available for one car. So dito ngayon pumapasok si implements. That is why hinihiwalay natin si implements doon sa sa abstract class natin. Those methods that is only capable for a specific method is nilalagay natin sa interface natin. Hindi natin nilalagay sa abstract. Kasi pag ilalagay natin sa abstract, it has to be followed by all ng mga nag-inherit. But we just use implement so that if this one is needed to be used for a specific one, we just include or use of the city. So Honda City meron siyang safety rule. So since in safety rules, Honda City must have airbags method. But what if you created a Volkswagen car? Those types doesn't support or you support an airbag, a car with no airbag. So the rules. Claro, to those cars or objects that are going to be created, wala, then you will not going to. So you have implement similar methods